Guys, welcome everyone. We have Suomi, and SY. Yes, with the Max, Supi, Velez, Spike, Jeffrey, Fenshin, Paladin, Mr. Yo, and Leaks. And the map is Baltic, and with me is Mr. Resonance 22. And I'll let you talk about this map generation and about the placement for the players.
Yes, hello everybody. We are back with some more Escape Champions League, and this is going to be a very exciting series as always. Pleasure to be joined by you today, Mem. So, the map is Scandinavia, and the map is Baltic. Gosh, I got mixed up with the ice terrain. And Baltic is a very water-oriented map. It's a mixed map between land and water, but if you control the water, having access to these inlets can allow you to essentially block off your opponent, and those become key areas of contention where players are going to try and get the wall off, but can be denied by the water control. In addition to that, there's so much fish in the middle that controlling the water is essential to victory.
Say that we can see how the civilizations are basically the same, with only one little change, that we have Malay on SY, while we have Malian, the map. I think Malay might be a better choice. What do you think, Mr. Res?
1 second. It says that the casters need to be changed in the left, and that's there's something with my mic. Well, regardless, in the local recording with our test with Mem, we are good to go, but it does look like there's a small overlay issue. So you're talking about the Civ picks. So when we're talking about the Malay, oh man, they are a Civ that is a true threat to behold on the water. And I'm excited to see them here today. They've of course got the Carabit Warrior, which is quite a menace to deal with, but most importantly, they have the only fortification unit in the game, a building in the game, that actually doesn't cost stone. And that gives them huge water control advantage. The infinite fish traps as well is absolutely colossal, advancing through the ages faster. Overall, the Malay are a Civ on the water that is not to be reckoned.
Well, and now, if we check, Malay is facing Pike with the Vikings. The Vikings, remember, they don't have fire galleys. So, depending how fast they are up, Malay can really dominate the Vikings in that flank on water, because the galleys, I don't think so. They have, at least in early game, any chance against the fire galleys. Then, on the other flank, we have seen Fenshin Blue with Portuguese facing Velez Portuguese. Mirror as well. Well, with two little gaps in front that he can wall in, in case to avoid some landing. And as pocket, we can see Teal. Teal is Mr. Yo Italians facing the other pocket. Italian Supi as well. Green, the Vikings. The Vikings, it's against, and against in quotes because he's super far, but he's facing the other pocket, the Max Malians. Well, we'll know how good is the Max as a pocket. Let's see, because this is a different maps, not a Paladin civilization. All people know how good is with those civilizations, but in water maps and with these civilizations, well, we have to wait. For now, the standard, right, Res? 4-5 villages in most of the case, 5 villages on wood, then going directly to make the dock, and then everything on foot till going up. Except, do you think any of the players will go for a fast castle, or they will go everyone on garage?
That's a very good question, Mem, and I think it's going to have to come down to the map generation. If they think that they can wall those choke points from the water to the trees, and it looks like we are going to see a wall up going up between Northern Pike and Licks right now, they should be able to secure that just fine. When we look at the Civ team comps, I feel like in these 4v4 games, the Civ selection is so important, and having the Vikings on both teams just makes sense. You want that dock discount. It's an absolutely colossal team bonus. And the Portuguese in the water are also a huge menace. With the extra HP on their ships and the 15% discount on all gold costing units, allows them to mass up a tankier army and one that costs less.
Well, say that. In theory, all those civilizations are great, most of them on water, but there's always little things like a sneaky village or something that can change absolutely everything. For now, we can see how yellow Pike is doing the dock super close to the map. Through to the map generation, you see, it could probably be better to go to make a dock close to that palisade he did it, between Leaks and himself, but look how far he went to make the dock. You see, being super close to the Max. He want to go together with the Max, because otherwise look how far he will be with the max, right?
Yeah, it's going to be difficult for him to actually reinforce that. And one of the reasons why the Fire Galley is such a strong choice, and I expect to see a lot of Feudal Age engagements here, especially based off their advancement timings, is because the Fire Galleys just incinerate a fishing ship almost immediately. And unless you're the Japanese, of which there are no Japanese players in this game. Now we have our first two players in the Feudal Age. It's going to be Yo and Lix, and the battles are about to begin.
Okay, well, let's see. We can see how everyone is going already Feudal Age. We can see already 2 dogs from purple on the right side. Blue is walling also Palisade in the north. So, yeah, SY want to secure that there is not any landing. We'll go all water, it seems. I feel that Pike, yeah, Pike is still in... No, now just Feudal Age. BLS a little bit slower. So everyone is going on water. We're going to see, well, if they are going all grass, it's going to be a little bit chaotic as well to see all the battles going on. You can see how BLS is already... Well, everyone will go 2, probably 3 dogs, right?
Oh, I would assume so. And what's interesting is that Villes is a little bit behind in his Feudal Age time. I don't think that will matter too much. A little bit of scout harassment going on in everyone's base, trying to take advantage of the additional +2 that you get in the Feudal Age. And now the Fire Galleys are coming out. The race to get double bit axes on, and the race to attack move your Fire Galleys in the general direction of the enemy is also on. Except notably, the Vikings don't get Fire Galleys, so they're forced to make regular galleys back in the old days. We'll see. We'll see how those mash up, because you have to reach a critical mass, men, before they're able to actually take down those Fire Galleys.
Well, I think for that reason, even Yellow went a little bit behind, because he don't want to take the fight directly, and the galley supporting the Fire Galleys from the max, then it's different. You see how he's now Yellow going with purple. He need to go back a little bit. He's taking now a bad fight there. Pike should go back, but the max is arrived, so it's 2 versus 1. 2 versus 1, because now Green is super far from that. You see how far he is? So the teamwork is being already a little bit better in that point for Suomi. Yeah, it's better there. You see how far is Green, Res? He's really far from that point.
Yeah, the coordination is definitely better for Suomi there. And now it's going to put them on the back foot as... Wow, there are just so many Fire Galleys and galleys coming out down, but the fishing ships are mostly safe. I'd say that they're very, very, very idle, though, for Villes and the Zupi, as he has to retreat his galleys now. Interesting that he's making galleys as Portuguese, but I think he's trying to reach that critical mass of them. But with all those Fire Galleys on the retreat, all the fishing ships on the retreat, they're in big trouble, about to get backed into a corner, actually.
Yeah, look at this, man. Look at that. Oh my god. Look at that battle. There is 20,000 colors. I don't know why Villes did those galleys. Why not Fire Galleys? He went pushed back completely. You can see that his population is already behind, 35. Supi is not in a great spot either. Now the max saving the day. 11 galleys is trying to push them back so much. Okay, and the game seems to be stabilized a little bit. I don't know. We have to check, guys. Remember, Res and everyone. Maybe can be a transfer. 30 second. What's going on, Res?
Demo rafts, my friend. So, while everything appears stable, men, things can get very unstable very fast with a good demo raft shot. The question is, will any of these shots land true? We see Villes trying to chase one down, but he only manages to nick a Fire Galley. And in general, you want to be trading a demo raft if possible and try and take out multiple ships at once, or it's not super efficient. They're designed to sort of be an equalizer on the water, but having additional galleys does allow you to stop them.
The thing is that I'm trying to find those demo rafts. I'm trying to find all the galleys. You can see now Yellow, Pie with so many galleys together with the Max. Villes are now together, so they have 3 players in the same spot. On the right side, we see how Fenshin need to go back a little bit. Well, I don't know why he's going back. It was Supi only, but yeah, the multitasking for Suomi seems to be now a little bit ahead, but then you check the score, and we see how the scores say that SY is ahead right now. I don't know. But in these kind of battles with, look at how many galleys. They are all together in that spot in the north of that lake. Yeah. How to micro there? It's impossible to micro.
Ooh, another okay demo raft shot. But yeah, as you were saying, it looks like Suomi is in a pretty commanding position despite the scores. They're just super coordinated. They got this giant death ball with additional galleys. Can they actually hold on to this advantage, though? That is the question, because now they're a little bit... Well, They're trying to chase down Joffrey, and we'll see if they're able to take out any of his galleys. They are doing a lot of damage to him with the fire galleys, and with them all in the retreat and this huge death ball, I like the decision to throw in additional galleys, actually. It's really paying dividends. They got fletching as well.
Yeah, they do, and they are doing some good job. But if you check in the score overlay, on the top right side, Leaks, Mr. Yo, and Jeffrey, 3 players from SY going to Castle Age. 3 players. If they keep those galleys alive till they reach Castle Age, it can be a game change completely. Well, we will see, because this is absolutely madness, really. I see green with a lot of galleys, yellow with a lot of galleys, then orange as well with the galleys. We see the rest more galleys than we expected. More than 5 galleys, I would say. Then Malai have to go back. Purple is also chasing. The push is completely... I don't see anyone trying to go to land, or maybe I miss it, but I don't see any move on the land. And here, now they are going back again. So I really want to see, when they are in Castle Age, you see how the scores switch completely, and now it seems that Jeffrey, Leaks, and Mr. Yo will dominate.
Yeah, the Castle Age is a huge, significant power spike on water maps because War Galley upgrades everything for some reason. Careening coming down from Mr. Yo. Bosaw for Lix. Lix will be the first player to get War Galley in this game. Joffrey coming up quickly also to the Castle Age as well. And this is going to be a massive momentum swing, as now all the ships are going to be upgraded, and I think we're going to see some significant pushback. Joffrey might even be able to actually start fishing again.
Yeah, they need to push. They need to push right now. But look at that spot. It's so tricky because you will go there where purple fire galleys are. Imagine if you go there trying to kill. It's like a trap, man. It's like a total trap. So they are not taking the risk. Maybe they are going to take some dogs. You can see how they are hitting soupy dogs. But the population seems to be a little bit, well, I'm checking, but it's similar. It's similar. Only Soupy seems to be a little bit behind with 12 galleys and only 35 galleys. Well, Mr. Yo is similar too. But they're just waiting as well now. There was a few seconds with Suomi pushing. Now they are trying to push a swipe, but can't now do so much damage. Oh, did you see that trap? Did you see that trap?
Yes.
Ay, ay, ay. Look at this, Mr. Yo trying to go. Go, Res.
Oh, Zoopy as well, setting up a trap right in front of his docks with all of those demo rafts. He will not be able to get the War Galley upgrade in time, and that proves to be absolutely critical as the Portuguese fire galleys actually live the fire demo shot just barely, some of them with as little as 7 HP remaining, and everyone desperately trying to get all of their upgrades. Ballistics, Careening, War Galley, Conquistador. It's time to press the advantage, but here comes even more demolition ships from the Max. Can they clear this out?
Yeah, well, it's really dangerous for Suomi right now. You can see how the population from Soupy dropped dramatically, and the push from Jeffrey there, together with Malai Leaks, it's huge. Look at the population. The lower on SY Fenshin got more population than 3 players from Suomi, the Max, Soupy, and Biles. Only Pai keep with good amount of galleys, but now the fight is happening in that little spot. Who's gonna take this fight? Who's gonna take the fight? I also see dragons, beautiful Lombos from Pike. This is nice to see, but it's gonna be effective. Right now, the score is still getting closer. I don't know who can win this. I don't know. It's so much units. Now he's pushing them back. He's pushing back a little bit, right?
What's really interesting is that, so Viles didn't even opt to get the War Galley upgrade or Conquistador at all. And wow, the longboats are actually successfully pushing this back. The fact that they fire 4 arrows and not 1 does make them quite a bit better against those fire galleys and give them a little bit of an edge. The Max on his way to the Imperial Age, the secret weapon. And meanwhile, on the right, man, the Max is up to no good. You see that in the land?
Yeah, I was about to say that. I don't know if with 54 population, Res, 54 population, they are going to be able to do something. It's true that he's trying to also make some landing in the south. You can see there's a Mangonel, 1, 2, 2 monasteries doing the first barrack. And no, man, it's what to do now in Imperial. I'm gonna check now his point of view. Well, he doesn't have resources, of course, with that population. And Mr. Yo is up to Imperial as well with Italians. He will get, Mr. Yo, he will get all the water control, definitive, right? So if they lose the water, what Omi can do? They are trying to push, but Oh, it's open. He didn't let him wall. So now we can focus rest on land. He's coming with a Mangonel, 3 villies inside, 2 monks, and he will try to make some damage on Grey, Malai. What I don't know if his Demax has already Redemption. Will be really interesting because with Redemption, and since he's going to Imperial, then he can really make the damage.
Ooh, here comes the hill advantage really coming into play here. That hill's so subtle to see if you actually have the ice terrain on. The Max loses his Mangonel, and now the villager forced to stab at that Mangonel while the monk is trying to juke this like it's the Matrix. Meanwhile, on the water, somehow Northern Pike holds the line. And a combination of things. One is the longboats, as well as using his demolition ships to focus fire down the fire ships. What an intense battle that the Max is going on with those villagers. Oh my god, man.
Yeah, I think we need to focus exactly in that point, Res. Why? Because the water seems to be all ready for SY, and we maybe miss it or maybe not. Guys, Villes, people was asking, is Villes dead? I don't know if he's dead or not, but he's sending resources to the Max. That's why he's on the way to Imperial, well, already in Imperial with really low population and trying to make some damage, but really, he wall it back. You can see how Leaks wall it back. Malian's Condottieros already +5. He's breaking in with the Condottieros. He maybe can do the damage. He's trying to kill the Mangle with 1 billion, and he blocked the guy. Guys, who is gonna open Res to the Chinese with walling? Nobody can open the Chinese walls. And even Suomi has problems against Chinese walls, Mr. Res.
Yeah, that he does, to the point where the Max is like, all right, I'm getting block printing, I'm done with this. And oh my god!
He converted the Mangonel. Now he's doing the Barak. Let's see if he can. Well, it's the only chance they seem to be. To try to raid now with Condottieros. They can be so powerful thanks to the bonus, right?
Did Lix lose that castle, or did he delete it? Because it got hit with the Mangonel blast. I'm assuming he deleted it.
He deleted it, man. No, he lost it.
He lost it?
If he's not doing in the other spot, yeah, with that Mangonel, he lost that castle. I am on Leak's point of view. He has 76 stone. Definitely, that castle was, well, bye-bye. So, is this the comeback from Suomi? Guys, Suomi, even if he's looking 400 score behind, they never give up. They just never give up, man. Whoa.
I mean, normally it takes me a little while to get in the groove. I just woke up, had my coffee, but I'm sure as hell wide awake now. Losing that castle is absolutely devastating. What a play for the Max with the block printing timing attack. Meanwhile, Mr. Yo is landing as well with Condottiero as everyone's favorite unit, storming the base, and Molly and Condottiero are super frustrated to play against, because they resist those gunpowder shots, and they have that insane pierce armor, so I think the nerfs to them are very well warranted, and he's got a couple Condottieros in. Can he do it? I don't know, we'll have to see.
But he's walling them apart, you see? I mean, Supi has wall, a stone wall. Now Orange Villes has a stone wall, but not so much. He's 54 HP, that wall. So the Condottieros for Mr. Yo going to be there. So who's gonna make more damage, guys? Purple? But Purple is still not getting in, to be honest. He's now with 100 population and is still not getting on Grey. Grey is walling all the time. He has a couple of elephants, but in the north still, Mr. Yo might do the real damage there. He's really landed, and now, if they are also losing the map control in land, what they can do? With no water and no chance to even trade if the game go for a longer game, this is problems now for Suomi.
I agree, and I'm glad you bring up the water mem, as it's proven to be decisive on the Max's push on the bottom, because Joffrey is able to actually protect his teammates with his own navy, and that's been pretty devastating. Northern Pike trying to stage a counterattack versus Joffrey on the water, but his demolition ships never made it to those war galleys. They all died before and did a good micro, and it so turns out that longboats are good, but if you're really outnumbered, they're not strong enough. And Mr. Yo ready to go ham with a castle drop.
Yeah, I really think that Pike should leave already water. It should go slink mode, really. Because look at this. Now we can focus on leaks. The Max is there. With finally some Condottieros, he's trying to raid, trying to make some damage. A lot of Condottieros trying to kill the village, but he can't because Leaks is right now doing a second castle. With the castle and some elephant, will be able to defend? Well, I don't know. Green is wall? No, Green is not wall completely, so he can go now and raid Jeffrey. Well, the Max really need to push. If not, what Suomi can do? Mr. Joe is destroying Viles. Viles, 45 population, and is the only one who is still rest in Feudal Age, man. In Feudal Age, ay.
I mean, do you even need to get out of the Feudal Age to win games? And I don't know, I'm not sure. The Feudal Age, you got everything. You got skirmishers, spearmen, you got scouts +2, you got archers. What else do you need? You got stone gates. I'm sure he'll be fine. And by that, I mean, I'm very concerned about him. Now, thankfully, Zuppi is coming in here with Condottieros versus Condottieros. What the twist? As the Italians. Didn't see that one coming. I'm waiting for someone to actually make a counter unit to this now that this unit actually has counters and isn't just a champion that is better, that doesn't take 8 upgrades. And, well, good news is, though, the max is in, and he's going deep. Dropping down that castle, he's got a bunch of mangonels, and now his own Condottieros with a very, very balanced 7 pierce armor are going to fight these Karambit warriors, which are not elite yet.
And not only that, Res, guys, the Max is raiding 2 players. Of course, he's not doing a dramatic damage yet on Jeffrey, but he's raiding, and he's disturbing too. You can see how the population from the Max and Supi is very, very strong, but Pike and Viles seems, mostly Viles, a little bit out of the game. The Karambit warriors don't think so. They can do so much against those Condottieros, right? So if he masses out and a couple of trebuchet, because he needs traps, he can't really kill, in my opinion, Leaks. Leaks is really low population right now. He can destroy him.
I mean, speaking of being destroyed, Viles has just been destroyed out of the game entirely. It's not often that you see your trebuchets actually destroy a town center in the Feudal Age, but poor Viles is going down, and I'm seeing organ guns in this game. I don't think they really matter, but here they come from Feng's Inn, so it's fun to see nonetheless. And on the bottom side of the map, the Max is going ham, but I can't help but fear that Viles being dead turns us into a 3v4 and ruins their trade line.
But Viles has been out of the game like all the time. He was slinging, he wasn't really there. What Supi need to do to have some chance for Suomi is try to hold against Mr. Yo, but that's also complicated. It's true that Yo and Supi seems to be the same population, and then the only chance is that Pike should really sling, and this is why he's doing the coinage. Pike should sling completely, and then Supi holding there, and in the south, the Max with monks, with trebuchet, and a lot of more Condottieros. Really, he can put another player out of the game. Leaks will be out of the game, really. He's 81 villages now, 16 army, not a lot of army, so the push is continuing for the Max. The Max can make this game come back from the hell. What do you think?
It's possible. I mean, Lix is not in a great position, obviously, as his economy is in complete shambles. He cannot afford to upgrade his Karambit warriors to elite, and to say they trade inefficiently with the Condottiero is an understatement. Also, he doesn't have masonry, he can't even get port hoardings, and as a result, his castles just crumble to those trebuchet shots. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, we're seeing a stall over here, even though the castle on a slight hill. I mean, Zuppi's gonna have to make a move, or Yo's gonna be able to trap it down anyway.
And there is more problems also. You can see how Green is also in some of his economy with the Galleons. They have all that map control. And now, guys, the Vikings Condottieros. What that means, the Vikings Condottieros, those Condottiero has 97 HP. 97 HP, while the Malian has 80 HP. Yes, they are +7. But what do you prefer, guys? +7 or almost 100 HP with those Condottieros? And Jeffrey with almost 200 population, 175 to be 100%. And you can see, he's holding now, I really think that even if the score seems to be really, really close, this should be a swipe game. But is Pike now getting back the water? Oh, guys in the chat was telling, I want to see the Lombos. Look at that Pike amount of elite Lombo, Mr. Red.
Wow, and reclaiming the water at this point is very interesting from a military strategy standpoint, but economically, I'll be curious to see if players actually replenish their fishing ships at all. We're reaching the point in the game where everyone's going to start focusing on their trade line, the Max getting Caravan, Zippy getting Arbalest, the Max also transitioning into longswords, and, well, he is having to deal with a ton of swole Condottieros on the bottom side of the map with 97 HP. It doesn't even matter if these Karambit warriors aren't elite. He's just getting overwhelmed, and his siege weapons might just die.
Wow, I'm checking, and the push he's doing Jeffrey now in the south is just brutal. He's brutal. He's pushing back the mice completely. He's really pushing back completely. Look at this. He's losing all the trebuchet. He's coming with all those Condottieros from the Vikings, 97 HP. He's missing the Blast Furnace to have fully upgraded. And well, if they just do some trebuchet, he will kill both castles. And what the max can't do anymore. I am on the max point of view, and he's starting to be at the limit with the resources. While in the north, well, it seems that to be holding Soupy. Is holding against two players because those elite organ guns are doing also some good damage, but they can't push into his economy. Go, rest.
The organ guns are such an interesting choice, considering that we rarely see this unit for good reason, as it's been nerfed a billion times. This is when I really wish it still had that attack bonus versus infantry, but the additional spread damage, the high pierce armor, the same range as the elite Genoese crossmen, does make them an interesting thought. They're pretty tanky and actually might be a good way to put some additional pressure on Zuppy. But Zuppy Not Born Yesterday does have masonry, but 3 trebs on him, he just doesn't have an answer to that. He's going to need bombard cannons or something. Those trebs will take him down. And meanwhile, on the bottom side, until the champions come out, oh, the Max is in trouble.
Yeah, well, with the champions, maybe he can have some answer to that. People are telling, well, the organ guns not doing so much damage, but the problem is when you have both the same army, Teal, Mr. Yo, and Red, but also you have the organ guns. Of course, they have a good plus because it's 2 versus 1. I mean, if they are not super strong. But you can see that battle in the north. In the north with organ guns, with Condottieros. Now he's pushing a little bit more back Soupy, who is doing a great game because lonely, he's still holding in that area. But guys, the problem here, Rest, I will say 65% of the map belongs to SY, 35 for Suomi. So like this, when the game keep going longer and longer, and the trade make the impact into the late game, I don't think so. Suomi can come back from this.
I'm gonna have to agree with you there, Mem, as trade is everything in these 4v4 long team games, and you need to make sure that you have the most map control. Battle Elephants proving to be decisive, but of course the Max just converts them back. And I think that the organ guns, everybody, are mostly there actually to deal with the elite Genoese crossbowmen. Obviously not to deal with the Condottieros, but the good news is that Fengzhen, he's not alone. He does have his own Condottiero support at the back, and they are making very steady progress. We'll see, but it's going to be real tough. He doesn't have Blast Furnace. This is a melee.
Yeah, it's amazing. You can see how the 3 players from Suomi are almost at the top limit. The only one is Biles that is out of the game. He's trying to recover. Now with those champions, maybe he can hold a little bit. Well, Pike is helping him building a castle, but that castle will be up. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 trebuchet on the range. 2 are hitting, 3 are idle, but he will go now. Ouch. Very dangerous, man, very dangerous. And in the other spot, in the north, you can see how little by little, they are finally pushing, man. They are finally pushing, and I don't think so they will have time to come back. It's true that they recovered the water. Look at the water. It's not for SY anymore, but now they have absolutely everything under control in the land.
That they do, and it just goes to show that the Malians might be so hard to deal with if you have ranged units, but even, I guess, weak melee units, like the Elite Karambit Warrior and the Condottieros. Yes, I know they're strong units in general, but versus the Malians, they just do pretty well if you 2v1 them. They tried to do a play on the top. I don't know if you saw this, where Zuppy, this is just chaos. Tried to delete one of his walls and come in there from the back, but that didn't work at all, as again, they're just outnumbered.
Well,
Man,
the water is important, as you have seen, Res. They were trying, like you were mentioning, everything till the last second, but they got 1 player out of the game. If Velez wasn't that behind, that dead, maybe they could do something else, but they didn't have map control. They recovered the water really too late for nothing, actually. I really think Pikes will go full sling. I mean, what did it give to them, the water back? Nothing.
Yeah, it did not help them that much. I think by the time he finally reclaimed the water, because he was outnumbered for so long, it was just a bit too late. We saw him trying to leverage his navy at the top, but in the end, there just wasn't enough time left, and Velez was never able to recover from losing his town center. This isn't like on Budapest, where you start with 2 TCs, so the sling is just insane. Here, if you don't get to the castle age, you're on 1 town center, so making a comeback can be pretty tough. And in this case, being down 3-4, you're right, was decisive.
Yep. Let's go, guys, then and check the achievements. Now with the achievements, we can see how in military, the game played by Jeffrey is just amazing. 98 largest army, by far the most in the game, with the most skills. Kamels was doing a good job too, but he lost a lot of units as well. And the economy, you can see how the max was getting a sling. Almost 10,000 resources mostly by Velez. But Velez was at the maximum 56 villages. That means that he was really out of the game all the time. Well, say that. We have seen Mr. Rez and everyone in the chat how people was, well, not skeptical, but let's see how a Swai is going to play. Swai in a strong, really strong level, but winning the first game on the water map versus Suomi. Very strong, man.
Very strong indeed. And I'm looking forward to seeing game 2. I'll be back in about 30 seconds, everybody, and we'll get right into this. I'm going to have some extra coffee. That way, I'm going to be ready for some action.
There you go, guys.
All right, well played.
Okay, well, say that. Now we're going to watch Scandinavia Map. This map depends how the players are playing. I think it mostly, well, you have seen in previous cities, it's mostly land map. And with some team walls, we could have the luck to see some huge Imperial battles as well. But depending if the players are going extremely aggressive, be careful also with some player leaving a hole. It can be really, really, really terrible.
And I have returned.
Your casting. Yeah, welcome back, Mr. Res. Well, I was talking that about the Scandinavia, that is the next map. That this is basically, I mean, the water can be important to get a good support for your economy, but overall the battle is on the land, right?
That it is indeed. A second, just setting up everything. So I'm ready, by the way, for us to launch whenever.
Yeah, well, I'm ready too. Well, let's see now what civilizations we're going to see.
Scandinavia.
Yeah, we're going to see some horse civilization. I guess we will see now Hans. We will see now probably Indians as well. Let's see. We are starting, guys. Well, we are starting and we are there already in the game. And we have, like we were mentioning, wow, Hans, Mongols, Spanish, and Mayans. This is the Champions League. Yes, a 4v4. We have Suomi versus SY in a map that can be really, really great because it invites with those many resources. Mr. Rez that is with me. Mr. Rez with 3 boards and so many deers. Come on, man. We are going to see early aggression in this one. What do you think?
Oh, undoubtedly, man. And as always, it's a pleasure to be joined by you today for ECL. So, this is Scandinavia, everybody. On Scandinavia, no forage bushes, but instead, extra hunt, which makes the Mongols as a civilization very, very powerful. And Zuppi is the Mongols, but notably, there isn't one on both sides. In addition to that, like you said, we are going to see a lot of mounted civilizations in action here. And every civilization in this game, man, is all about the mobility.
Well, I'm checking the civilizations. About the mobility, we see some difference. We have a Spanish and Rubenstock playing here, not Velez, and we have a Spanish civilization on Suomi. Also, we have, well, Mayans for both teams, Hans, but we don't see Indians. Indians is from a Swai, Teal, and really, being as a pocket, them Indians, Mr. Yo, I was about to say the max, but no, because the max is used to be Teal, but not in this series. The max is Mayans, but how to beat Indians, Camels being as a pocket? Because imagine that this game, you play Arabia style. Really, for me, Indians pocket is one of the best, if not the best civilization to be pocket. What do you think?
Oh, I completely agree with you, Mem. I feel like their incredibly strong economy, backed by their villager discount that scales throughout the ages, makes them an absolute menace. In addition to that, pocket civilizations, they love their mounted units. They do like to make their knights. And you know what counters knights? Super strong camels with additional pierce armor and damage versus buildings. That makes the Indians an absolute menace. In the late game, too, they've got a fairly broad tech tree. So really the main differences between the Civ comps, I think it might come down a bit to the Mayans. Will those plumed archers be enough to take down the camels? But those camels, when they get to Imperial, they have a lot of pierce armor. And the plumed archer, you don't pick for its attack stat. You want that mobility. You want that tankiness, that HP, that armor. So that's going to be tricky for them.
Yeah, we have to wait. I really like what Pike is doing, but look at the spins of these players. On the right side, close to the edge of the map, he was trying to sneak a village. I mean, he wanted to make the dock already on a SWI spot. You see in the south, but Mr. Joe and Jeffrey are both going, trying to kill that villager, and they probably gonna kill it. This is bad for Pike. Why? Because now he's gonna probably lose that villager, not gonna have then the dock in time, and not at home and not in their base. You see, that villager, Destiny, is dead, and he's with the Huns, well, and his flank. Jeffrey is walling already till the edge of the map, you can see, and that villager, oh, yeah, he's dead, man. He's dead. That villager is dead.
Yeah.
He's dead. No. I thought he was going to
nice
because
try.
there was a stop. You see now he was trying to make a Viper palisade, but he couldn't do it. Yeah, man. Viper is doing this every time, man. Well,
He is.
but yeah. Well, say that, Mr. Rez. We can now focus in the matchups completely. We have seen that village fail, and then on the left we have Hans as Paladin facing who? Mongol Supi. Well, Mongols with this map should go really quick up with all the hunting they have, and then the pockets. Slav leagues with the bonus farms, they have so strong pocket with Indians and Slavs, really.
Yeah, I'm trying to figure out whose Civ comp I like better, but it's like you say, the Indians are really hard to deal with in the pocket. But one difference, though, is there is no Spanish on the other side. And the Spanish trade bonus, if the game actually goes that long, they somehow get a team wall on this relatively open map, then maybe that could be decisive. But even the Conquistadors are going to really struggle versus those Camels. It's going to be tough. And keep in mind, everybody, that this is not your standard normal Scandinavia. This is advanced Scandinavia for ECL. So it does have smaller forests, no gigantic ice patches, and it's generally a more aggressive map, I would say, than your standard Scandinavia because the forests aren't huge.
Well, it could be more aggressive if we are not watching a SWI, because a SWI is starting to wall all the map. You can see Blue. He's already doing the huge China walls, fencing. Gray is already walling in front as well. Green has wall almost all the map. Of course, yellow is walling as well. Green even have double palisade in the south. Oh my god. And teal, Mr. Yo has wall as well. So after this wall from green, the team wall is real. The team wall is real. It's true what you say, the Spanish civilization for the late game. But what are they going to do now? I believe that when they see all these walls, there is not going to be a scout. We might see pockets going fast castle. I believe so.
I think I'll quote the famous line from my stream, Team Wall, I can get behind that, as that really is what these 4v4s do boil down to, even after all the wall nerfs, is that if there's a way, teams find a way to build a team wall, and will do their best to try and hide behind that. Games that I've seen lost usually end up with someone starting a team wall with a palisade and then, or waiting until, and then not putting these stone walls behind it. You have to reinforce that or the palisade walls will get absolutely eaten. That's what makes the Goth such a risky pick. It made some of the interesting Civ choices earlier on today absolutely fascinating. I don't think we'll see that many scouts, I agree. I feel like the fast castle age is going to be much better versus these walls, but we still have a little bit of time to check this out. I have to say, though, that Zuppy's got an excellent mill surrounded by deer. He is going to open up with a couple scouts, and maybe he has a brief window of opportunity to pick off some fills, but I think everyone's completely closed off, right?
Nah, it's wall completely. It's wall completely. The only one who is in Feudal Age is the Mongols, like is expected. I mean, if you go up really quick with those many deers, you might go Castle Age fast as well. And all the others you can see. followed by Mr. Yo, the next Imperial Age with 33 population, doing already market and blastbeat. He's not even going for camels. He's going for the boom. Really? He's going for the boom? Whoa. Well, that might be tricky, except if they make stone walls in the middle. Because honestly, if now we see Orange, and Orange Rubenstock is mining stone, is mining gold, he will go for fast castle and conquistadors. The conks are, in my opinion, one of the best civilizations to raid, the best units to raid. Sorry. Well, I really think that is risky. Oh, but now he's doing the barrack. Okay, so he did the market and blacksmith. Well, it's a standard now. Rest seems with the market you get for free the cartography. That maybe is just the reason, right? He did the market blacksmith, and now he will make a steel, the barrack, and a stable.
Yeah, I find that the market is a little bit underrated, and it may even allow him to exchange resources earlier on to sustain that Conquistador push. I agree, they're one of the best unique units, especially in the early Castle Age. I put them up there definitely with the Plumed Archer, so this will allow them to apply quite a bit of pressure, and the goal is to apply as much pressure as possible before Mr. Yo hits critical mass. I agree as well. They're going to have to reinforce this with stone walls because those palisade walls have like no HP. And if you don't get to the Castle Age, your stone walls only have 900 HP as well. So they're going to have to watch out for this aggression. The Castle Age from Mr. Yo is going to be very fast, clicking up at 1307. Ooh, what damage can he do in that time?
Not much, Rest, but I really feel that this game is going for Imperial. I mean, they will make some raiding. He has a stable, Mr. Yo, as you can see. We are going to see a castle and conks. I'm going to check purple. Purple, he's going to make a castle too. So we will have both pockets with range units, conks and plume arches. Maybe if they were to really push, maybe they will make some petards. Well, it's possible if they find some weak spot to go in. Because if you go with a castle, conks, and plume arches, it makes no sense. Like, keep quiet, no?
Yeah, I wonder if we'll see petards. That is a good thought. I have seen that before in the 4v4 current metagame, and I think it's an option, especially with the double castles. It really depends on the line of sight that these players have, and that makes having cartography all the more important so that you can actually see those petards coming. Lick's grabbing all the upgrades, bloodlines, double bid-axe, horse collar, everything, the works. A couple spearmen patrolling around, just trying to get as much map vision as he can. Meanwhile, Zupi is attempting to get in to Joffrey's base. It actually does. What the hell?
He got it.
Wow.
Oh, do you know why? Do you know why? Because there was a tree, and so he chopped that tree. Do you see that little between those two palisades for green? Doing with the very yellow pike, chopped that tree, and he got inside, man. Come on, this is like a first rule. Those tricky, you need to palisade your tree. He chopped the tree, and then he built a palisade and go in. Well, this is really important, not because he's gonna make a lot of damage with the scouts, because if he is unable to wall, and he should be unable to wall, don't let him wall, man, because there is when you can make the damage with the plume arches. Oh my god, he's gonna let him wall, Mr. Res. I don't want to go rage mode activated. Let him wall. He let him. I want to cry when I see things like this, really. Don't let him wall. Why he went with the scouts away? You should keep it there, and then the plume arches can do the damage, and even more the conks. Wow.
Yeah, I'm gonna
Titanic, man.
I totally agree with you, man. I feel like the scouts, he's going in just a bit too deep. And the problem with that is that you're getting chased by a single Indian camel, a unit that's capable of 1v8ing every unit in the game, including elite war elephants fully upgraded. He's going to have to run. Can't take that fight, and I feel like he could have denied this wall up, stalled it just long enough for some reinforcements to arrive and cause some heavy damage. And speaking of heavy damage, the Conquistadors are on the way.
Well, was really a weird decision. Anyway, in front, I'm taking now purple point of view, the Max. He can break that wall pretty quick. I mean, he's with the castle there. You can see how he's destroying already the wall. Whoa, he's gonna be in. He's now sending more villages. More villages. Panic mode activated for Jeffrey. 1, 2, 3, 4 villages. He's gonna try to wall and be inside with plume arches and conks. Well, the Conquistadors are in because in the other side there is a hole. Look at that gate. On gray, there's a hole. It's not walled. You can check where the knight it is. Look at the knight going crossing to the hole, and the Conquistadors are inside. So China can get problems with the walls. They are, and one village going down, and now the conks can really make the damage. Look how those Conquistadors will eat the knight. Definitely will eat the knight, man. And the sling is now happening. Pike is slinging to you know to who? to the max. And the max has already a stone to make a castle inside. But not only that, his Imperial Age 21-minute Imperial. Rest, 21-minute Imperial. You want me with a slink? You want me with a slink? Make Imperial in 30 minutes. And this guy is 21 minutes now Imperial, getting some slink. Well, they're open. This is so dangerous. And it's a big advantage for Suomi. What do you think?
Man, I've been casting tournaments with Zach now for over 3 years, and every single time there's a hole in the wall, and it looks like the Max is fed up with this side on the right, and has a petard in here now, which is finally going to blow a hole in that fortified wall. Major props, by the way, for Joffrey for stalling, by not only getting fortified wall, but also repairing that wall, which he almost lost through the castle's repetitive arrow fire. But the fact that their base is breached is an absolute disaster. They haven't even closed the hole yet. They're about to, but can they sustain this eco damage? Because they were not ready for that raid.
They are completely in danger now. It's not gonna be wall anymore. How to wall that? Remember that now he can also send some trebuchets. Well, they should push right now. I mean, stop booming, doing some more army, because you need to support a little bit those blue marches. Remember that even if he's in Imperial, Purple doesn't have a lot of army because he just reached up. It's 44 villas, 14 army, but the sling is strong, man. He's really strong. The Hans Yellow is giving that the sling, and from Feudal Age, well, it's tricky because remember, guys, that the sling has been nerfed for the tournament, and it's not gonna be so much resources. But Mayans, that is a cheap civilization, can go now trebuchet, blue marches, and being supported by the Kongs. Well, they need to kill villages, man. They really need to kill villages right now, and they're doing.
Man, that hole in the wall is so fatal, and it's going to stop Mr. Yo from reaching that critical mass of Imperial Camels that we were so worried about early on, as they can actually deal with the mass plumed archers and the elite conquistadors, and the players will inevitably want to transition to paladins, and that's when the Indians really shine, and they might not get there. Now, good news is for green, Joffrey is on his way to the Imperial Age, but I don't think that's going to make too much of a difference, as his base is currently on fire. Now, meanwhile, on the left side of the map, Fengzin's trying his best to apply pressure with some mangonels, but he's not going to be able to breach those walls, I think, until one player's in the Imperial Age. It'll be tough.
Well, this surprised me. I mean, impressed me. Well, Joffrey going to Imperial being under that pressure on his own. He didn't get any slink. You know, with 46 villages, the max is 8 villages ahead. And under slink with 10 fishing ships, 11 fishing ships, Blue should go and help. I don't know why Blue. Look, I mean, I have the feeling that now they are trying to get some spot open, you see, going with the Cabarce, but he's finding now the castle in the north and focus again in the south. The Kongs keep going, and oh, look at the Max architecture. He's an architecture. Look how he's walling the trebuchet with those gates to protect potentially night or something, you know, and destroying the castles. So what can Jeffrey do, Mr. Rez, in Imperial with that population without a single castle? I'm telling you, Alt F4, man. What he can do, man. What he can do. Well, Mr. Yo, almost Imperial Rez, but now Blue Marchers, a good choice, like you said in the start against Indians Camels, right?
Yeah, they're a good choice. The thing is that you got to wait for the camels to get all the way upgraded. You got to get heavy camel, you got to get Imperial camel, you need to get all your defense upgrades. And guess who's already got bracer? That's right, it's the Max. He's working on ring archer armor as well. And the answer to your question, of course, what can Joffrey do in him? Nothing. He doesn't have the economy to sustain production of anything. No elite Eagle Warrior power spike, no elite plumed archer power spike. I mean, I don't even think he can make trebs, really. He's getting raided so hard. And well, this does give them an opportunity, a huge opportunity.
Yeah, well, I really feel, Rez, that under the surprise of that hole and then getting, Suomi really early, SY didn't have an answer. Like, they got surprised and they didn't change their main plan because they didn't react properly. It makes no sense that Jeffrey is still going to Imperial with 57 population and not military buildings. I mean, he's in Imperial with not a single military building. So it would be way better, for example, to slink his resources. Yeah, now he's doing another castle there. But what is going to happen with that castle? It will go down like in 2 minutes or less. So yeah, it's pretty weird. They didn't react properly to this aggression. And even if the score difference is not so big, now it's happening like it's happened in the previous game, right, Rez? the map control is huge advantage now. They have like 60-65% again. But now for Suomi,
I mean, their only hope is that Feng Xin and Lix can actually make a huge difference on the left, and it's mostly just Feng Xin. Can he actually push into Zuppi's base? I'm going to say the answer is no. There are fortified walls there. Zuppi will be able to stall with strategically placed mangonels, which he does have, as well as castles. I think he'll be able to hold the line. All he needs to do is hold the line, but the heavy camel upgrade is out, which Mr. Yo sees as a valuable opportunity since that gate is wedged open. He's going to try and take out the Trebs. He's focus firing each of them down, and this is tricky because Ruben doesn't want to leave that gate open. All the siege is down, but are they just delaying? I don't know.
my god, those Camels are still being tanked. He should wait a little bit to get the Imperial Camels. But anyway, the amount of army from the max now is huge, Res. 52, 53 elite blue marches fully upgraded, doing another castle. Is the 4th castle already, while 3 are on their base, or better said, on their face. Yeah, he can't. I mean, if he has the Imperial Camels, he doesn't have an old army. I'm going to Mr. Yo point of view. He has a really good population, yes, but nah, he's alone against so many blue marches, some conquistadors. In the north, we can see, well, Suppi's in Imperial, doesn't have problems yet. He's gonna hit that castle forward from blue. Blue is still trying to make some ready, and Rubenstock now will come also with cavaliers and pikes. Pikes to hold against those, I believe, Imperial Camels. I don't know. I mean, they're still in the game. The score is not a huge difference, but I'm trying to find how they can come back. I don't know. Can you tell me how they can come? What they can do right now?
Well, first, at least. Okay, well, first off, the Zuppi is getting the Elite Mangonite upgrade, which will be significant. Ruben is grabbing Paladin. I hear that there is a little bit of popping on your mic right now. As far as what SY can do in this case is they've got the Imperial Camel upgrade. That's a unit with a huge power spike, and there aren't any halberdiers out yet to actually deal with this. There are some spearmen, but they've only got the +1 defense upgrade, and that isn't that significant. So now Mr. Yo must do this dance and try and figure out, do I have enough army? Wheel of Fortune, does he have enough? I don't know, he needs that onager support from Lix to be on point to hit those ranged units. It's going to come down to coordination. The pikeman upgrade is out. Does he have enough to overwhelm this army, Mem? He's got Imperial Camels.
Well, but not only the Imperial Camels, Siege Owner is almost there, He's doing the Siege Owner with the Siege Engineer, so this is exactly what they need to come back in this game. Oh my goodness, you can see those Imperial Camels chasing all those blue marches, and now more and more Owners. And in the other spot, look at in the north, with the Tarkans. He did the Marauders, it seems, so he's going Tarkans, and he's now doing the damage on Suppi. He can make the damage on Suppi, and honestly, we still have Pike with 89 population in Feudal Age. In Feudal Age, they are recovering the map, and now check it out, those blue marches. If he don't pay attention, he can lose absolutely everything. Ooh, he's not losing yet, he's going back, but rest, everyone. He is losing the castles. They are pushing back. We were wondering how they come back. They are coming back with the Slavs combined with Indians, man. Now the Mayans will have a hard time.
Wow, this is a very fun to play against army composition. Very fun. If everyone in the chat agrees, please give us a seems good if you would like to play against Siege Onagers plus Imperial Camels. Now, if I wanted to give you an obvious list of reasons why the Plumed Archers are so good, besides just look at their stats, the numbers are huge. Believe me, tremendous. But the fact is, you have to get Siege Onager to be able to defeat them. Guess who can defeat them with a discount on top? That's right, it's the Slavs. You guessed correctly. And now the Imperial Camel. Good God. One of the only ways to stop this unit is kind of with halberdiers. But the thing is you need to get a ton of halberdiers, and that upgrade isn't cheap either. And we see the Max struggling to transition into it, putting 4 racks down. Can he do it? Meanwhile, on the top side, it's just chaos.
It's a chaos, but now I noticed that Feng Xin was trying to push with no army at all. I just noticed he has been playing his own game all the time. Did you remember when I said, what is he doing with those scalp archers? He was trying to push with some Tarkans, but he has no army, and now he's getting completely wrecked. He opened, he could the map, get completely destroyed. Now Rubenstock and the Elite Magodites are just cleaning him from the game. Whoa, they are recovering on the right side, yes, and now they are walled. You see? They secure the map because they know that they need to help to the other side. Ay, ay, ay. Now Blue is the one who is in problem. For that reason, Mr. Yo, with 200 population, is sending all the Imperial Camels. Are those Imperial Camels enough to stop Magundais and Paladins combined? Yes, they will stop it. Hard time, man. The Imperial Camels are strong, but go, go, go.
I think that is the ideal dream unit for this situation. I mean, come on, what is the Imperial Camel not good for? I would date that unit if I could, but alas, limited success so far in that regard. And speaking of limited success, the bottom side of the map. But the good news is siege auditors can cut through trees. Bad news is this wall is somewhat complete. I mean, Mr. Yo is in here now, but all he needs to do is stall for time, just so he can get the Halberdier upgrade out, which he does, grab that architecture, and hopefully take out those Imperial Camels. He does have enough elite plumed archers, and there aren't enough Imperial Camels here, I think, to do that much damage. And man, was I actually right when I told T90 during our codecast that the Stone Gate is the best building in the game. What the hell? But on the top side of the map, things are crumbling. Ruben and Zuppy are playing like gods. There are not enough Imperial Camels here and not enough Halberdiers, man.
Well, because the main problem is that they have 3 players with a lot of army. The max 80, Rubens of 64, Supi 50. Well, only 2 players with army on Suomi. Blue nothing. Geoffrey nothing, and here is trying to go and push on the left. I mean, he's trying to push with the Imperial Camels that disappear already, and on the right side also trying to cut with the siege owners and raid. What he should do is try to recover in one side. You can't, with only 2 players with military, you can't push them back in both sides. It's impossible. They don't have army. The mass does a lot, and now look at those panels and the Magundais with trebuchet. They are going to clean absolutely everything, and this is getting closer and closer. Look at the score difference to be right now the equalizer, and it's probably going to be a decided game. The Paladins are just now cleaning absolutely everything, Red. Absolutely everything. There you go.
I think this is going to be a decisive victory for Suomi here. Drill coming down, every single critical upgrade for them being researched, and those, like you said, those Imperial Camels, the magic act of ECL, they just disappeared. All thanks to the Max, as well as, of course, Ruben reinforcing with the Paladins. With the bottom front closed, and these team games always boil down to opening up multiple fronts, trade, and, well, the top half of the map is a truly devastating push. The siege rams are here, Fengzin's going to lose his base, and I don't see how they're going to come back from this.
But there is another huge problem. I mean, Green is not being attacked for a really long time, and he is still only in 111 population, basically all villages. He has only 10 army. I think he got time already to be, to recover, but he's still without army. In the meantime, now Fenshin is completely dead, and now Pike, that was the slinger, is getting closer and closer to the pop limit, 160 population. Wow. Mr. Yo is the only one who has a lot of fun. Look at the wall, desperate mode, panic mode by Paladin, walling with 20,000 villagers. Well, those Paladins now need to go back. There's so many Imperial Camels, but those Imperial Camels should be there since a long time ago. You shouldn't push on the right side. You need to wall and bring the other players back into the game.
You know what I think is really good? Is that actually, so Suomi has managed to partition their own base so that even though Mr. Yo is threatening some Imperial Camels trying to get into that trade line, there are like 4 layers of walls that just got 10 feet higher, blocking him entirely. Meanwhile, on the top side of the map, again, Imperial Camels, the Slavic Helbs with their Dragina technology dealing that cleave damage. That's a good army comp, but they're just so badly outnumbered, and they're going to have to deal with the siege as well. Coming in from Zupi, it is going to be so difficult for them. But you're right, Geoffrey has had a chance to build back up, and Fengzin is moving his eco a little bit towards the back. The key thing here is the game's not over until the trade is threatened. So maybe, just maybe.
Yeah, and they are still not in their economy complete. Of course, they have cleaned a lot from Blue, but he is still wall, and they are now trying to hold on the left with Siege Owners, how more Siege Owners and Imperial Camels. On the right side, we can see how finally it seems that he listened to me. That Geoffrey has now good amount of, well, some amount of blue marches, but look at this. He is with 3 trebuchets trying to kill something to the max, and now he's gonna get a beautiful surprise. Is that orange, yellow, and purple are coming to red him 3 versus 1. The good thing, he can go back again and wall. But on the left then, they are holding How to hold against so many Magnonized Paladins, Halberdiers, and Siege Owners? Well, with Siege Owners, with Halt, and with a lot of Imperial Camels, amigos. Well, he's going with 5 Siege Owners. Rest with those 5 Siege Owners if he's doing some great badaboom. Ay, those slaps. I don't know if he did the Drusinia. Remember that already sick. Really amazing, but now with the Siege Owners, you need to go and kill the Owners. Come on, Micro. Mr. Leaks, you need to micro. He's microing completely. Oh, are they pushing a little bit? Are they pushing? Are they pushing? Come on. Sway will come back. Because Sway, I have seen them come back from even harder situations. What do you think, Mr. Rest?
I mean, they're at least threatening it. So Zuppy with some good micro there, using the split formation and the staggered formation to try and reduce the damage of those Siege Hunters, but he did not micro his own Siege Hunters despite having Drill, and Lick's having a huge speed disadvantage. However, the castle does come up, and I think that's going to cause a bit of a stall. There is a trebuchet at the back, but only a single one, and that castle, oh, it's tanky. It's got masonry and architecture. The Max going for Eagle Warriors as well, and this game is absolute chaos. They really threatened that pushback, and they almost got it. The Megadai are proven to be so good.
They are letting them time to come back a little bit. Look at the population now from SY. 3 players really strong. Fancy now seems to be recovering a little bit and going to his point of view. Except gold, that he doesn't have gold. He has now a decent population, so he's gonna be able to make some good units. Let's see. I think they should have Kut on the right side, but now they are fighting all together on the left, all together. Magodais, Plume Archers, Paladins, Siege Owners with Drill, Ferraris, Onagers, like I call it. Oh, they are pushing completely now. Look at those Siege Onagers! Taking absolutely all the Owners and the Trebuchet. The Paladins are now combined, killing everything. Come on, Suomi should take this. Look at the amount of army they have.
Wow, oh my god, the Max proving to be the decisive factor on this side. Coming in here, just completely overwhelming everyone. The Halberdiers are here, the Plumed Archers are here, and same with the cavalry support at the back. Now Treb threatening that castle, that last defensive line for Lix, but Lix does not have masonry, hoardings, or architecture, so this castle is going to disappear. Mr. Yo and Lix have been putting up an absolutely fantastic fight, but in the end, they're getting 3v2'd essentially here. They're going to need some serious backup or this game is just about over.
Well, and checking Mr. Yo, he still have some decent resources. Actually, good one because, well, we all know Indians how good they are. But like you say, that castle going down and the amount of army they have is just insane. It's like 3 times the army. SY get it. They are just holding a little bit with the Siege Owners, but this huge amount of paladins. Come on, man. Rubenstock has right now, I'm checking his point of view, 41 Halts, 43 paladins. It's a lot of army. And Supi has right now 55 Magonites, but the most impressive is, like you say there, the mass that was under his link, he managed to build his own economy, and right now has been around 100 army. The push is real, they just need more and more trebs. Well, they have treb, which is siege ram. On the right side, I'm checking, well, Green is trying to go and get some ready. You see those plumages rest on the right side, but honestly, you still have a long way to take the trade. You can see that all this wall with those cliffs, there is no point. I mean, they are trying, did a huge hole, but seems to be a huge advantage, and with the Spanish trade.
Ooh, so Joffrey has just enough plumed archers that he can actually deal with those elite eagle warriors, forcing them to mass up, so his barracks are a little bit threatened, but I really love that the Max teched into those elite eagle warriors. He will be able to mop up that army soon, and well, SY not out of this game with some good onager shots, able to hold the line. Geoffrey, he's got his elite plumed archers here as well, but he does eat some serious siege onager shots, and he's gonna eat another. And losing all that army is proving to be huge trouble, but you know what's more trouble, Mem? Look in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, man, look at that. Siege rams breaking the walls. See, they are now pushing completely, pushing with so many siege rams. He's trying to wall, but they have absolutely nothing to defend. It's still impressive that SY is still with really strong population under these circumstances. But man, this is unreal. A score difference over 4,000. The push is completely, and if they just kill those, destroy those markets, they will call it. They should call the GG, because without the trade, and all the trade will stop, except that they make markets shorter, closer to their base, and on the left, whoa, where's the trade now? They will call it. This is huge Huge advantage, definitive advantage for Suomi. GG call. Wow. Well,
welcome everybody to Age of Empires 2 Definitive Advantage, as the trade line is down, and with that, the game is over. What a very, very good game between Suomi and SY here, and I really love that play from Northern Pikemen. I love it. Going straight for the throat, taking them on two sides. When one flank is stalled, open up another front if you have the advantage and you can afford to. And that's exactly what they did to win the game. The trade is down. With that, it's GG.
Yeah, but the key was a little bit earlier. I mean, when they went directly inside when he got Imperial Age 21 minutes, if I don't remember bad. We will check now the achievements. We can check the achievements right now. And you can see in technology how the match was exactly 21 minutes Imperial, but when he reached Imperial, he was already inside. I mean, when you want to go Chinese walls, you have to secure the walls. You cannot get it open that quick, because really, it seems no. Suomi got the advantage all the game. All the game got the advantage, definitely. The max 97 largest army. Rubenstock killed a lot of units with 92 army with the Spanish. I say 92 like this because he did a lot of paladins. And Mr. Yo, even if he did a lot of camels, it wasn't enough. And Jeffrey just got army really, really late. You can see how Mr. Yo got the most resources, and the max is, he got the most sling because he was getting a sling in the early game. But then later, you can see in village count, he got his own economy completely. 121, and, well, even his own trade. I really think the most important was that they was inside so quick. I don't know if you agree or not, but
I definitely agree. Yeah, I definitely agree with you there. I think that whole earlier on in the game proved to be absolutely decisive. And overall, this was just an absolutely excellent game on both sides with, 7 castles for the max. That's a lot.
And now, Rez, we have the luck that we see the most exciting in these games, a decider. Because who won 2-0 or 3-0 in a best of 5, best of 3 series? Nobody. So, guys, be ready, because the decider is happening right now.
Yep, stay tuned.
Well, I don't know if you are ready or if you want to take like a minute or something, but cross map. Well, we can see in cross map.
I'll take a 30-second break.
Similar. Okay. Guys, in cross dependent strategies, we can see something similar we have seen already. Can be similar game. It's really important. Remember the 4 legs in the corner, and hopefully really we are going to have a really aggressive game. Hopefully really today the microphone is ideal, because I was checking the microphone in the previous casting. I have to apologize here to you guys because it was actually terrible. I didn't know what happened. But yeah, even if I know that I scream sometimes, with that microphone mode, it was absolutely awful. Hopefully today is fine. I have been checking the chat. It seems that it's good. Nobody complained. So now cross, as soon as Resonance is coming back, we can go and go right away. So when he's back, we will go with the third game. We need to be perfect, not fine, okay?
All right, and I am back. So if my voice ever sounds scratchy, everybody, my bad. I've got very severe asthma, and there's currently a fire going on in California, so hurts to breathe. But, it doesn't hurt. Age of Empires.
Okay, you will resist. Don't worry, you will resist. If not, I will push you to resist completely. But now, guys, we're launching. Yes, there you go. We are, guys, into the third game. Yes, the decider. Another series deciding the last game, which is great. It's super exciting. And we have, for this Champions League cross map, Suomi and SY for the decider, with Slavs, Magyars, Indians, Khmer for Suomi, that is located like in the south left of the map, yes. And then Jeffrey, Yo, Fenshin, and Liz with Magyars, Mongols, Malians, and Spanish. With me, continue like it's going to be with this series, Mr. Res.
Again, yes, as always, a pleasure, man. And we're into game 3, and I always love it when a series goes to game 3 between Suomi and SY. Ooh, the skill level in this game is going to be out of control. we've got Slavs, Magyars, and teaming up with the Indians and Khmer versus the Magyars, Mongols, Malians, and Spanish. The M civilizations have historically been very strong, and they seem to be dominating this game. As well as the I civilizations tend to typically be very good too.
To be honest, I'm checking the civilizations, and I don't know 100%. Oh, look in the north. Yellow Rubenstone was trying to lame. He was trying to block with those two houses because Mr. is already laming the scout, but that scout is already, it's not out, but he cannot take any fight anymore. 6 HP only. I was about to say that these civilizations, well, all them are really strong, but don't know, man. I mean, this strategy is gonna be again really crucial because Khmer as a pocket depends how you play, and we saw in the previous series what you can do with Khmer. Tatot did an amazing job in the previous series with Khmer as a pocket, but we have to see the location here, also the lakes. Where to go with the lakes? Where to go to the lakes? You will go with Yellow Rubenstock into the north to send a villager there, like he's doing, because he's gonna face Mr. Yo, exactly what he's doing, and the lakes is really important. What do you think?
The lakes are absolutely critical, Mem, to winning this game. Now, for those of you who've seen some of the previous ones on my channel, you'll know that the lakes are very essential, especially in a team game too. There's so much fish condensed in this small little area. It might not win you the land, but it's like having an extra town center in the early game, if not several. And it's important that you try and control as many of them as possible. And I think there is no better map to make sure that we close out such a great series than on Cross. So I'd love to see everyone docking early on. One really interesting civ here, Mem, is we've got Villesse playing as the Khmer with their no building requirements. I wonder what he's going to go for here. I probably expect, since there's just such a dominance of cavalry civilizations and he's teaming up with the Indians, they're not on the opposing side of the map, I think he might try some battle elephants, but that remains to be seen.
Well, if we remember the previous series, then we don't know what is going to happen. We can now focus on the max town center. Why? You can see there, guys, 2 boars, but those 2 boars are not from the max. He lamed 1 boar. He lamed 1 boar from Feng Xin. Okay? But I really think, I'm checking right now, that they also lamed back. Yes, they lamed back. They lamed each other right now because they were using both scout to lame. So it's still fine. 2 boars for both. As a pocket, we can see Magyar, Supi. Supi lost a village. You can see a dead body in that town center. And Magyars with forging for free is always strong, but he's facing the other pocket is Magyars as well. So the strategy is going to be crucial in that flank, in that area. Then is Leaks pocket versus Khmer. I think we're going to see a lot of team walls.
I think so too. Really. So to break down team games in a nutshell, really high level for you all real quick, is it boils down to a couple things. Civilization matchups are extremely important on both sides of the map and just overall for the team in general, as everyone's going to have a super optimized army comp because they have almost unlimited gold. The trade line is usually the decisive factor, but early economy advantages can be huge. That's why leveraging the fish from the pawns is also gigantic. Zupi losing a villager early on can be decisive as well. And in addition to that, it's all about going to be opening up multiple fronts. Usually we start with a primary front in the later stages of the game, and the decision whether or not and where and when to open up another front will end up deciding it. Now, this one villager is going to get caught up by the max. He doesn't have loom, but I think he'll survive. And now players are on their way to the feudal age.
Oof. Not sure. Yeah, he's going to survive in the last second. Oh. Well, he didn't have village in the TC. He could keep going. He didn't got a single village, so that the scout was not going to suffer. The mass is up already with Indians. Indians are almost always going super fast, but look how aggressive, how ambitious he's with those walls. Feng Xin, he's walling literally almost on his face. The max is docking now, the second dock, and well, where he's gonna wall, Blue, because with those walls he need to wall all the map. It's incredibly forward. I don't know. It's weird. That is too much in my opinion.
Yeah, is that map Okay, so is that wall a little ambitious? I think we can all agree it's a bit ambitious, but he wants to make sure that he denies that secondary gold mine from the Max. The Max, will actually pick off things in Scout, which does deny things in some scouting information as he tries to figure out what build everyone's going for. While Cross is a fairly open map, at this high of a skill level, everyone is so coordinated that we still expect the team wall to come up anyway and the game's action to really start picking up later on. But it's very possible that these players end up having a hole and getting harassed by scouts. We'll have to see. But the fishing economy is strong.
Oof, I don't think now we're going to see any holes. And two
Oh,
games
look
in
at
a
the
row.
bottom.
Yeah, 2 games in a row. The Chinese. Oof. Well, in the bottom, Blue doesn't have any fishing ship anymore. And you wall up the map, rest, and then you lose the water control, and then a transport can happen any second. So all the walls is a waste of resources and time, really.
Yeah, that's a really, really good point, Mem, in that you have to make sure that your team wall is positioned very carefully. And the question is, do you want to spend 4 billion, 6 billion, 10 billion on the wall, or do you want to make it go all the way to the coastline? And that makes those transport ships and water control even more threatening. And the fire galley just deletes fishing ships almost instantly. So whoever is the first fire galley out tends to win control of the water pretty decisively. So with those lakes falling, it's going to be tricky. But Lick's on his way to the feudal age, and he still has a very safe lake all for himself with 11 fishing ships.
His population is incredible. It's sick. Look at this. He's a little bit slower, but he's 40 population with a Spanish civilization. So he will have a really, really good economy to try to, I believe that he will go, he will make a castle. He will go Conquistadors. And let's see what they are going to do. Oh, double archery range, the Max. He's going to make a transport or he will just break. He don't even need a transport. He's just going to go with the scouts. I really don't understand. I think those walls, when the maps are that open, because the map from Blue is incredibly open, it's really complicated. He's not going to be able to wall. He's trying to palisade more, but there is archers from the Max. There's archers from the Max. He's going to break in. He should break in.
Oh, easily. Easily. And you and I are both like veteran Black Forest players, so we know all about the players who love to wall way too close to our own bases, and it's gonna get punished, as that wall will get breached. They're just palisades. Meanwhile, on the top side, you know who's trying to make some plays? Ruben is, with the single demo raft coming out of the dock, is always something you should do when you're surrounded by fire galleys, doing some nice chip damage. But ultimately, he is outnumbered, as Mr. Yo knows that water control wins games on this map, and he made so many fire galleys. So I think he'll be just fine. But meanwhile, the Max is in, Mem, and it looks like he's going to try and do some damage.
Yeah, this is huge problem. Look at the walls he's doing now. Oh my God! Look at the walls he's doing now, trying to make walls now closer to his base using 10 or 11 villages. He's gonna lose some villages. He's still with good. Look at the unit kills. 2 unit kills, 9 unit lost, losing so many villages now. Well, he's doing a tower on the wood. He has another tower on the berries, but look at the amount of idols he has. A completely messed up economy. Yeah, this is not looking good for Blue. Leaks can save him. Why? Because he's almost castle age with 44 population, and definitely the Conquistadors will take down those archers and the scouts. Oh man, and now he's hitting the TC, the Max. Uh-oh, not good, man. Look at those archers. Well, yeah, not anymore. 10.
Sick micro there. As he does end up losing a couple of archers to that Death Star Town Center you gotta avoid in the early game. But here comes some pretty solid quick walling here from Feng Zhen. Doing this actually a little bit in advance. He even has 2 defensive towers despite the wood cost increase on them. He's not phased by that. The thing is those palisades won't really hold, and there's actually a hole there if the Max wants to get in. But I think Feng Zhen's double defensive towers was pretty smart. It will act as a deterrent. The real question is, can Lix hold the line and get that castle up? I think the answer is yes, because he's the Spanish and builds 30% faster.
Come on, man. Don't Spanish village, man. You know that the Spanish people is hard worker, man. And you
They're
can
very
see how
hard
that
workers, yeah.
First, man, first. And look at it. That castle will save him completely. The problem is, really, no, Blue is with terrible economy. I think he should slink. In this situation, he has a really really bad economy. He lost all the fishing ships, and now, well, those comms can really help. But the Max, look at the difference. The Max is on the way to Castle. On the way to Castle, where Feng Xin is not even close to go. Well, if he's doing the market, he can buy the resources. And he's crazy, but he's still with 40 villages. You see? I mean, all that mess up, and he's still with more villages than anyone. Feng Xin. He didn't got any idle time. That's surprising, impressive, I would say.
All right, here's some advanced analysis for you all. The Malians have an excellent economy. Who knew? So it looks, I mean, I gotta give them major props for not having any town center idle time and losing all of those fishing ships and yet still having such a high population. It's really legitimately impressive and difficult to keep up that vill production. With 41 vills, Ruben stock is also, our yellow player, quite weak as well economically. So right now we've got 3 very powerful players. And the question is, in everyone's mind, is how much of an impact will these Conquistadors make from licks? He's getting that leather archer armor to make them very resistant against those archer and town center shots. But what can he do in that time?
Well, I am still impressed because he's up to Castle and Feng Xin with all that. He's up to Castle. It's true that we forgot a little bit that Malians is very strong with the economy. Gold mine and Abre for free, 15% cheaper with all the buildings except the farmers in wood, I mean. So that's always a help. But man, no fishing ships, 41 villages. It's crazy how he managed to go up. Anyway, in the other side, like you said, Rubenstock. Rubenstock is now the one who is really behind, but we can see some slink. Rubenstock is slinking the less. He's gonna go now. Elephants? He's linking the Khmer.
Yes.
Or he's gonna go up to Imperial directly. And then Elephants.
Yes, get that heavy plow upgrade. I like what I'm seeing. Ooh, I'm just thinking right now. So for those of you who are wondering why Ruben stock is so far behind, it's because he lost all of his fishing ships, and boy did he have a lot. He also lost a ton of fire galleys and demo rafts, all thanks to Mr. Yo seemingly overproducing fire galleys, but that's because he knew that Ruben would fight back, and fight back hard he did. And Geoffrey as well, with the couple support fire galleys at the back, was able to really cripple Ruben's economy. And that's another reason why Feng Xin is behind, because he does not have fishing ships. But crucially, his vill count is impressive. They're both tied for vills now, and ooh, Siege Workshop is coming down for licks. But he just has to watch out for those crossbows.
Ouch. He couldn't do it, man. It was really important. He couldn't do it. The crossbows were there. Ay. Well, Rubenstock is still behind there, but I'm just checking the booming coming from Geoffrey. Look at his village number and 14 fishing ships. I'm going to his point of view. Geoffrey on the way to Imperial, man. Just in time to see how he's on the way to Imperial already with 69, 70 villages now, 14 fishing ships. He didn't take like any fight. But yeah, if you get a lot of fish like he did, and he has right now 1, 2, 3 town centers, 4 town centers, 4 town centers. 4 town centers up to Imperial on his own. Biles on the way to Imperial, remember. But Undersling, whoa. And now what? Because if Biles is going elephants, definitely Geoffrey not gonna be able to face the elephants with paladins. So
no, he will not.
Gonna be interesting to see what's happening now.
That's going to be super interesting indeed. But meanwhile, Feng Xin does have to hold on. Now, he does have those Malian town centers. So I would really like to see, what is that unique upgrade called again? Tigui, right. I remember that one. So we probably won't see it, guys. Don't get too excited. But it is interesting to see him able to hold the line just because Lix has the +2 defense on his Conquistadors. He's microing them very well. All he has to do is just stall for Geoffrey to get out those Paladins, which are going to be super fast, super strong, thanks to those free blacksmith upgrades. He's getting scale barding armor right now. And Viles, though, will, I think, catch him off guard. The battle elephants do a little bit of cleave damage. They've got gigantic stats, and crucially, as the Khmer, they're so strong because they move 15% faster and get husbandry. That is colossal. So we'll see if that catches him off guard, because he'll have to be prepared to transition into halves if he wants to beat those battle elephants, or like monks or something.
The problem is that Biles, well, now he's getting more resources. He's under Slink, and he doesn't have like impressive resources. Piles doesn't have impressive resources, while Leaks is also on the way to Imperial on his own. 70 villas, 20 fishing ships, so both pockets going to be in Imperial. The population from Mr. Yo is very strong too. He's with the Mongols, and he's facing a player that is in Feudal Age, slinging. So Suomi need to make some damage. If they are not doing any damage right now, they will have one player like out of the game. It's true that Fen Xin has 62 population only, so he's not gonna be able to help so much. Look at now, those two mangoners and conquistadors patrolling. Those elephants, battle elephant plus 2. Ay. Those elephants are scary. They are fatty, but really strong.
Oh my god, that 15% faster movement speed plus husbandry is huge, and with the reduced cost of husbandry, it's even better. Man, that movement speed bonus is fantastic. I mean, Tusk Swords is good too as well. I mean, this is one of the things the Khmer do quite well. And the Elite Battle Elephant upgrade coming out from him now, which does cost more and I think takes longer to research. I love the monk counter from the Malians player Feng Zin. I like the micro as well from Lix. He does not have bloodlines, just be really careful about taking these hits. And these battle elephants, he's retreating for now. Husbandry, I think, is going to be important for micro. Here comes the Mangonel.
Yeah. Half of the archers, the max, another open formation. Look at that bada-boom. He killed half of those archers. And, oosh, almost another. What I like it is that 3 players are coming, but I told you, man, not a lot of economy. And where's the army from Velez? He's in Imperial, but he doesn't have any army there. Just 3 elephants. Well, you can see a lot of conquistadors. Now Green coming with cavaliers, doing already Paladin upgrade. And honestly, if he can find a way to raid, I think he will try to raid, but there is no holes. It's all wall. Now the elephants are coming more. Elite battle elephant, 320 HP. Plus 4, still missing some upgrades for sure. He doesn't have a single castle, no, so he doesn't have the upgrade for the castle. I don't know, man, who is taking the advantage. You can see how the score is switching all the time there. They want to get these hills. You see where the elephants are now. He's gonna make the castle. Yeah, and let's see, man. Those elephants, if he mass them rest, of course they should make the damage.
Oh yeah, and they should do. That'll be a lot of damage, but he's gonna have to get there. He needs all of his upgrades, and I think it's very crucial that Geoffrey is actually going to be able to get Paladin first before we see our fully upgraded Elite Battle Elephants, because he's got to go all the way through the Blacksmith to get to that Blast Furnace upgrade. Man, those Battle Elephants are cleaning up these units. Husbandry, great choice for Lix. Gotta back up, and he's gonna put down a defensive castle. They're trying to build a perimeter here with some monks. I think that's smart, but Ruben is gonna be vulnerable. Can they deal any damage to him? Or will they even try to? I don't think they will.
Oh, Mr. Yo is doing the coinage. Well, he's in Imperial. I think Mr. Yo could destroy now Ruben stock. That's the thing. But in the meanwhile, are they going to be able to hold it at the bottom? Because now the max is on the way to Imperial. What that means? Indians, I believe that he will go Imperial Camels. So, with Imperial Camels that have even better mobility than the elephants, but those elephants are fast, man. To be elephants, they are really fast. You can see how they move. Now he's trying to keep going, but he needs a little bit more army. I still see him a little bit lonely. Yeah, don't have so much army yet. And Ruben stock is still in a really bad position. I don't think so. This is gonna end well for Suomi. I don't know, because the population for all Suomi is not really great. Do you think they will hold? You can see now in the north, Mr. Yo pushing already with Cab Rams and Magundais. Soon he will have the lead Magundais and with some support with Paladins. They have 4 players in the game because Fen Xin is already recovering almost 100 villages. Mr. Rez, almost 100 villages.
I mean, the battle elephants, that's a lot of damage, but they can't survive the toughest of conditions. And the toughest of conditions, my friends, is going to be 3v1 with Paladins out, range support at the back with elite conquistadors backed by the Malian monks. If you have trouble with anything that is related to an elephant, convert it. Problem solved. Or stab it with a halberdier. Problem solved. These things might have 3 pierce armor, but conks are great versus them. And really, these guys are just getting outnumbered here. The max coming in with the camel support, but we've got to wait 30 years for him to be able to get all of those upgrades out. Meanwhile, wow, Feng Zin grabbing all the block printing upgrades. I love it, I love it. And Mr. Yo threatening to push in on the top side. But fortified walls for Rubenstock, as he got to the castle age in time. He got fortified walls. And he's got so many layers. Good God, but it won't be enough, man.
Nah, he's not an old. He's not an old because even if he's fortified walls, we can see there's siege rams, but also in the other side, you said he's doing Imperial Camels. But to be honest, we all know that now the Halbardiers are doing a way better damage against the Imperial Camels. And Leaks is playing really smart with his army composition, has a lot of helps, good amount of congs, and now Blue is also coming with a lot of monks that will have block printing really soon. Really soon. Some paladins here. It really seems that in both sides, in both spots, they have the advantage. I'm checking now how the congs are now following by traps, getting closer and closer to the max economy. And in the north, in the other spot, look how Rubenstock is struggling. He's on the way to Imperial to do what, Mr. Reds, with 56 villies and 0 army right now. He's gonna get not wrecked. No. He's gonna get destroyed. He's gonna get destroyed right now. And if they save there, or if they help there, then at the bottom, what they can do, they cannot save both sides, in my opinion.
I mean, he's gonna spin the wheel, and the answer is nothing! Absolutely nothing! He can't do anything to defend against this besides continue to build the wall. But the wall is just gonna get disintegrated by these siege rams, which deal area of effect damage, knocking right through these. These are Mongol siege rams after all. He's grabbing the drill upgrade just to be sure. I mean, he can defend with a mangonel over the wall that is good, but it's not gonna be good enough. There's so many paladins. Anyway, diverting Orange's attention away from the right is going to be crucial because he needs to be on the right flank. This is what I meant when I said multiple fronts. Opening up the second front when you're already winning the right front, that's how you claim a decisive win.
Wow. Well, I was just checking both spot, rest, and yellow is out of the game. And the problem is that Fengshin is already the same population than the Mine, or almost the same. Bombard towers, halbardiers, trebuchet. This is really important advantage and really solid play here by SY. I'm really impressed how Fengshin recovered. Remember that he was in some problems, but man, he's there, man. He's there already. While Rubenstock, that he never got raided at home, it's true that he focused maybe too much in the lake in the north. He's 46 population. This is over, man. This is absolutely over. They can't handle 3 versus 4. Maybe they can hold a little bit because some elephants, but man, in the north will not happen. And in the south, the push is real. Bombard towers almost already in their trade. Look at those.
Yep, and the trade is the lifeline of every team game, mem, and I have to say, I love SY's team comp here. Able to reclaim any land that they hold on to with those bombard towers is absolutely essential. Building 30% faster as well, slowly inching towards that trade line menacingly. Oh man, Suomi is in huge trouble.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, they're struggling basically in both sides because the Max has no answer for this. I'm checking, I am on the Max point of view. He has gold, but 0 food, 0 wood. And they are just, well, trying because they know that if they lose, they are out of this stage. But I don't find now the way, because they have, I mean, if they have three players in a decent spot, but it's only 2. It's only 2. The Max is not in a good spot anymore. The Max is not in a good spot anymore. He's with all the military over his economy. He's now going back more and more. He has no army, and Rubenstock is completely out of the game. Completely out of the game. And the army they have, Supi, is what? Cav archers? Cav archers, man. Cav archers. And the Max on Imperial Camels, but still, it's not enough. Bombard towers, they are pushing completely. Well, look at those elephants, how they can hold in the north, a little bit with the elephants. It's crazy strong how they are, but Mr. Yo, siege honors. Ouch! Siege honors even.
Yeah, and you know what unit can actually kite these? That would be the Elite Mangadai. He's not really doing it, so he is actually taking quite a bit of cleave damage, but still, he has a bunch of castles which shred right through those battle elephants. He's got the critical mass of Mangadai. I really feel like team composition matters here so much. The Spanish giving you that extra gold, giving you that power spike in the castle age, the Conquistadors, and their flexible civilization. They've got paladins. As we see here, they're even making halves. The bombard towers, I just love the advantage that they're able to press with this team comp and the units that they're making. Their army comps are so well optimized, man. And the Maulings, wow.
Yeah, well, for those people that in the chat, I see that they are mentioning about Jeffrey. Jeffrey's an old player. It's not the first time that they play with the SWI. It's true that has been away for some quite time, but Jeffrey is a really strong player, really old player. He's not a new player, you know. And all these guys are 2.3, 2.4k rating on Bubbly. And back into the action, you can see how with those 1, 2, 3 widget. Now they are going to kill that castle, destroy that castle for the max. And they are in their trade, man. I mean, is there? I am on the max point of view. He's at the limit. The balance economy, 0-0-0. All 0, and they're calling the GG, man. Calling the GG. So SY advancing to the semi-final. Ay, Suomi with some problems. And I say some problems because in the 1v1 event, right? They didn't have the best results, and now they are also losing in the 4 versus 4. Of course, this is a lot of a stage left, but some promise for Suomi already. Well, SY, there you go, man. The 2-1, and a bit impressive, I would say. I still remember how they were Titanic a little bit with those scouts, but Fenshin didn't suffer so much. And then they were going really aggressive. They were pushing all the time, and got the feeling that Suomi never got a chance.
That was just a really well executed game on SY's part, and congratulations to them for continuing on in the ECL. I do have to give major props though to Suomi, as I feel like they had some very good games and some good plays here, but in the end, they ended up crumbling to what I feel like SY just had fantastic coordination, is what Game 3 boils down to. This teamwork. I mean, even Mr. Yo at the top was preparing in case this game went on long enough that he was, grabbing Redemption, Fervor, and Monk upgrades just to make sure that Ruben wouldn't be able to defend himself with Siege, backed by those battle elephants from Vélez. SY, with the superior game plan, sees